Welcome everyone to the 169th lol.
That that
Everyone laugh together. Lewd jokes.
oh,
Is that people like reverse spooning, but someone's laying down next to them, just chilling?
Yes. That's that's the body pillow.
oh, that's how it works.
Okay, so welcome to the 169th live stream. Oh my gosh. I can't wait till we get to the 619th. That's gonna be a while.
God. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared.
And all the art we have to do is ponies yin yang spooning a body pillow.
So today we got the ever lovely Allie Claw.
Hello.
And there's a small little fluffy mouse in the corner, cute pencil case.
It's me.
And just that giant fluff ball in the corner who's slowly overtaking the world with fluff, Princess Fluffy's eye.
What? How did I get here?
To the magic of the internet.
Very sweet. Suddenly I'm in this art stream.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Don't question it.
Don't quite. That's right.
We have never figured out the answer to that question. This whole stream, that's our life. Is what is going on.
Just gonna have to do 200 more streams to figure it out.
Yep.
Alright, so let's get this started. CPC, do you want to do yours first?
Okay.
Because you're here. And we have our rule of if you're here, you get priority. Mostly because we get to ask you questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have any questions in particular, but since these are going to be prints, I want to check if there's any anatomy things I could fix.
This leg right here, boot-doo-doo, is shorter than the other one. This one? You ran out
I
of
was
it
trying
at
to
this
figure
length.
out. Okay, I thought when I first looked at it, I didn't see that one that you were outlining. I thought the leg came down and then went up like this, and I was like, "What is this leg doing?"
No, no.
Oh no!
And then I was like, "Oh no, the leg's here." But wait, what is this leg? And I had to figure out it's like the back. I didn't realize
Yeah, that is a little confusing.
because I feel like this one as well is much shorter than this one, which is like, whoa.
Yeah, where she's really stretched out her hip.
It should maybe be like more balanced like this.
Did you take a picture of when a cat goes to lick its leg, like its back leg, and just sort of stretches that leg out, and you're like, how is it that long?
Like, Celestia, please. The whole court is watching.
Oh no! My phone. I dropped my phone and I broke it, so I didn't have any references.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh, don't break phones. You need those.
Yeah, I had to buy one right away. I have a phone now again. So I have references again while I'm at uni.
So
Yay.
I think I would agree with Fluffy. Shrink that leg down a bit. You can definitely keep this cute, pulled, like stretched out, bouncy leg. Not quite go as flat as Fluffy's, where we can still lean,
Yeah.
because you have the body leaned down already onto that hip. So you can definitely just pull that in a bit, and it'll look good. And I would either stretch out the back front leg and just place it further down here, or if you're looking to pull it into the body more, what you can do is I don't know. You could just bend it at the elbow. Make her bend the knee. Game of Thrones this thing.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't get to watch.
You
seen
might be
all
the
of
only
it.
human.
No, I've never seen all of it.
I read the first book and they killed the puppy. I'm not watching the show.
Yeah, that's pretty much my deal breaker as well.
Anyway, no Game of Thrones spoilers for them then. Yeah, I think I would just adjust those legs a bit. The very sharpness of your
Me. But I think for over on the Luna picture, we could actually get rid of this back leg here. Because, like, I keep thinking and looking at the island, like, it wouldn't really be comfortable for her to be shoving her leg out the side there with an island so small. Like, I could just easily see it planted behind her, something we don't even see, and she's just kind of, like, potatoed on that rock.
Are you connected, Ellie? I don't see anything laid down from you.
My internet is terrible right now.
It's done this once
I keep
before,
disconnecting in voice chat. I don't know if I keep going in and out, or if you can even hear me now.
No, we
We
can
can.
hear you.
Let's try.
Your
Shut
fluffy
up.
voice is always in our hearts.
Because it keeps freezing for me, so I'm never sure if I keep talking right.
No.
Sometimes I lose you guys.
We should just repeat everything you're saying so that at the same time, so you know that we're hearing you. That won't make it difficult to understand at all.
Yeah, I think that's about. I agree with Ellie after looking at that. Definitely pull that leg in, or remove that leg, and then you can just use the rock as the belly line here.
Yeah. She didn't have a rock at the beginning, so I think that's
Right.
the problem.
Otherwise, god damn, your manes are cute.
They really are. I love the little curls.
That's all I got. Anyone else?
No.
No.
Okay then.
Cute.
Next. There is one comment I do actually have right now. The Luna picture with this just element of a pony sitting down here sort of looks like she's trying to get the fish of a pony down there to swim up to her.
Maybe I'll add some fish in the final picture.
Some sea ponies.
Yes.
Oh, I'm planning on doing some sea ponies now, because it's mermaid.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Let's do it. I gotta print that undersea one.
I really
Oh,
like
that's
the
nice.
sea ponies that are seahorses.
Yeah, it took me so long to get that. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's clever and cute, like sea ponies, but like seahorses instead of like mermaids. That's cute. And then like ages, like I'm talking recently. Like I was looking for sea ponies, and I just searched Google. I just googled sea ponies. I was looking through the images, and like there's a lot. There's so many seahorse ones. And I eventually like got it like seahorse, sea pony. Oh. Like it just like never clicked until recently.
CPC, I don't know if you're reading the Picarto chat, but Maze has been putting down a list of suggestions for you too. Reflections, the crowns are lacking symbols. Foreleg, back leg is too high on the body. Wait. Foreground.
Foreground.
I
I think they mean this one's celestial,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think
I think it's okay.
yeah, it's just how the body's turned. Like she has her front turned in or turned downwards.
Yeah.
So you're raising that. Anyway, let's move on to the pinky.
Yay.
Pinky.
Up to the top.
This is by Remenstein. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I drew an Equestria Girls Pinkie Pie for my boyfriend. This is my first attempt, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. 10 out of 10. Drawing art for people's birthdays.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I do because I can't usually afford anything else. I love your sort of use of coloured lines for different sections. It's really nice.
Yeah. Nice pop.
With actual pens, that's like not as easy to do. Takes planning, which I don't do.
Alright.
It's fun to use colored pens.
It is.
Yeah, it just needs more forethought than I'm usually capable of giving.
So let's go over humans. They're the worst.
Hands.
So
I think you've done a good job making the mane all poofy. I feel like I might be overtaking the head a little bit too much, though. I don't know.
no, that's about right for pinkies. They just sort of swallow humans whole.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something about the head that's bothering me. I don't know if it's just like too oval shaped. I haven't looked at Equestria Girl stuff in a while, but either way, you could Maybe make the face a little bit more. Yeah, that looks about right. A little bit more human shaped. Or just more like neon water green pencil.
Your
We'll get those cute lashes.
your boots are turned like perpendicular to the image, but then the laces on them are turned parallel to us. I think I would just try and cut it halfway for both of them based on the fact that her body's a little turned. And I would drop off this edge here on both sides and then just give a little overlap to the boot, and it will look like it's turned on like a 45-ish degree angle to us. Obviously, you can't correct this at this point because, hey, it's a finished drawing.
Yeah. Whoops, I flipped my canvas. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the advice we give is like, don't try to fix up this anymore, but just take it for like future reference.
It's almost all the advice, unless if you're giving us a base sketch.
Yeah. Well, it's, sometimes like a drawing or sketch isn't too hard to fix up, but when you've lined it, then like that's kind of it. At least with pens, anyway. With I think with digital media, the cutoff is usually when you've got like the thing like fully colored and shaded and like backgrounds and effects put on. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to go back and fix something with this and change everything. But with traditional media, the cutoff is like as soon as you use a pen, it's like, whoop, there's no going back now, which is why I'm always too afraid to use them.
Probably because the face looks very flat, probably because of no cheeks and the hair covering it in the foreground. Eyes and eyebrows are drawn on the same way.
Yeah, see, May's just looking at the same stuff that I was looking at.
Yeah.
I knew something bothered me about it.
Very well put, Maze.
I hope that my green lining is more to Maze's approval.
It's very
Ah,
neon.
a white blob. Marshmallow coming to eat us.
CPC, you know you're on the foreground, right?
I know now.
I know now.
Well, now there's a pinkie pie on the foreground. Eating a...
It's part of the original sketch now. We've changed time. Otherwise, I don't really have much to say for now. I feel like maybe the legs could be a little bit more, because looking at it, I feel like she's sort of leaning back off of her center of gravity a little bit. You could maybe stand to have one of the legs, just for future reference again. Have the legs a little bit more spread, just to sort of cover the weight a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least this one here, because it's at the moment she's sort of leaning backwards a little bit.
Yeah, something that'll help a lot of that. I don't know. This could be because I know sometimes when people like to do nice finished stuff, they have a separate piece of paper where they do all the line work and all the sketches are on a different piece of paper. But a lot of that can just be solved with undersketching and just really figuring out the anatomy via the undersketch and the balance of the pose.
Yeah.
In the undersketch.
I wasn't sure if they just erased the undersketching or if it was actually if they just hadn't done any.
I mean, this is totally just guessing, but to me this looks really clean. So my guess would be is that the undersketch was on a different piece of paper and they did the line art on top.
Yeah, probably.
It's also that both legs are pointing sideways, and I think one of the feet should be.
Maze is right. If you want to be closer to the show, the head would be much larger. References are magic for this.
True.
And so he's pulled up a reference of Pinkie Pie's head being pretty much in the same direction.
Yeah, they have a little bit more definition.
Their necks must hurt so much.
They're so small. And their heads are so big.
Don't be afraid of references. They can help you with a lot of the proportions and anatomy.
My Little Pony Drawing School, references are magic.
Alright, let's move on to the next one then.
Let's do it.
Give you a hint. It's the one right next to it.
Oh god, dragging that scroll bar over. That's the most work I want to do all day.
This is by Fruit Is, made a character design based on moss. What do you think? I love that you made a character design based on moss. That's what I think.
That's an interesting concept choice. Cutie mark wasn't about the choice of design. I think that's Ace's. The cutie mark sort of goes over the belly a little bit. In my experience, that shouldn't really happen. They usually stick to the thigh. You can bring the body in a little bit, bring the cutie mark back outwards a little bit, stretch it more around the shape of the flank here. I'm not going to redraw the whole thing, but probably it's hard to see over the stuff. But just so that you're keeping like a gap here. You could also make it a little bit lower. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to experiment.
Honestly, for the
I'm quite a fan of large cutie marks over the thigh, honestly. But that's just me.
Yeah, honestly, I think the whole set of back legs are actually on a different plane than the rest of the body.
That is
The
true.
legs
Yeah.
feel way more like a side view, where the rest of the body is at almost 3/4. So I think
And
that
also
in
like from
general.
more above than I think the rest is.
Mm-hmm.
So have the cutie mark be like, "Ooh." It wasn't this way around, was it? It was like a plus. Oh well, close enough. The legs. Yeah, if you bring them more this way. I do like your leg shapes, except they get a little bit too thin at the top here, but I'll get to that in a sec. Well, a lot of people we see doing like pipe cleaner legs, and that's they're not cylinders. They are thicker towards the hooves. Let's even out that back and thigh a little bit. That's too much. Give some roundness to that, and then it comes out. You don't need to have like a butt hock. It can be more of a gradual transition, especially when the legs are in more of a relaxed standing position like this. You don't really need to bunch up the hock that much. There we go. I'm terrible at back hind legs, but close enough, I think. Yeah, so even out this front leg a little bit too, so that the pony can stand on the correct plane. There we go. And just give it a little bit more thickness at the top, just so it's, again, they're not going to be cylinders, but just so it's a little bit more even. I always like to do this like fluffy shoulder part. That's just me. I usually have the tummy sort of bent out. I can't see because that's my. Okay. I usually have the tummy sort of go this way and then curve this way, just a little bit. But yeah. There we go.
Maze likes this reference.
I feel like the neck could be a bit longer actually. Like raise the head up a little bit. Oh, and actually, I just noticed as well this leg holding the spear. Unless it's a character design choice that they just have like a malnourished leg, it's way too thin and small. Like it's so skinny compared to the other legs. Which thinner than other legs. So I don't know who it was that actually pointed that out. Was that CPC? Or...
Yeah.
It's so quiet.
I also feel like the stick could be a bit closer to the body, and that way the leg would be a bit more in a natural position. I feel like it's too
True.
far right now.
I don't think it's too bad though. It's just a matter of trying to get it balanced with the pony. But what you could do is, this is a case where exaggerating helps. And I think making the stick just bigger, not that thick, but making the stick just bigger in general, so a little bit thicker, and then like go up to like, we can't even go this high on the canvas, but like go up like well above the pony, and then you can see this like moss head, like really make it like a big scepter, you know, and you can go right down to the floor. It like looks like that pony in the background is like about to eat the tail.
Delicious moss food.
It's just like sniffing it like. I've seen people make OC designs on all kinds of strange things. Like there's like one of our friends has one based on shoelaces.
Shoelace.
Yeah, I've seen one. So I mean, we had one that was based off a mop on the stream before.
I remember that one.
Yeah, there've been all kinds of sort of interesting concepts for OC based off this.
All right, shall we move on to the next one?
I have one more thing about the design, a suggestion. So you have these little mossy patches going on here. Something I think you could do to push that moss design further is, you know how horses can have like fluff going off their ankles or their fetlocks, have that kind of. You could have like mossy fetlocks. I think that would be really cool. Like just something that's not keeps it a little more fluffy and soft, because moss doesn't really have a lot of hard edges. Moss is just like, it's very pillowy. It's very like interesting. There's no flatness about it. So just having a little like, little fluffy mossy fetlocks could be cute.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. So the color of the leg could sort of drift into the moss color, and then it just ends in this like fluff.
Just like, it doesn't even have to be,
feathering.
because I know we do like big old fluffs or whatever. It doesn't have to be that. Just like little bit
Yeah.
of bumpy, fluffy
A
cuteness.
bit of mossy feathering.
Are you okay, Ellie?
Am I? What's wrong?
Not big fluff?
I know. Listen, moss isn't big fluff, okay? Not everything
It's
has
moss.
to be big.
I think she's sick, guys.
No, the pony has
Thank you for
taken a bite out of the tail.
completing I got distracted writing nom.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
I was wondering why it just said no. All right.
Maze made an OC based on a number 2 pencil. I love it.
Nice.
I don't even understand like pencil numbers.
1, 2,
Or, like,
3.
HB, whatever. I don't understand.
Hard and B is bold.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means.
Well,
So
bold
like
means
hard lead
soft.
versus soft lead, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. Like I sometimes just like scribble a bunch of them out, and they're like so similar to me that I don't really know what to use. I
Yeah,
just usually use like mechanical pencils for everything.
The harder the lead, the less comes off on it, and the softer the lead, the more.
Ah,
So it's like,
What's up?
You recording something right now?
Yeah.
we have Tedbo.
No worries.
I'm looking for a specific cable.
I'm gonna mute him real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, or actually 4 of them, 5 of them.
We've got to help Tedbo
Yeah,
get his
sorry.
cables.
sorry, Temple.
We've got to help him get his cables. Donate now. Which channel am I being pinned in right now?
All right, so now we're on to this keep duty.
This poor pony doesn't have a tail.
Quick, save the pony.
All right, so this one is by Null Serene, and it's horse, I guess, is their comment. Proportions are actually going to kill me. I physically cannot parse instructions on how to properly create a body of a horse. It's been months now, Lamo. I don't have a sense of 3D vision or visualization, and I've yet to figure out how to use references. Ugh. Either way, drawing something is better than drawing nothing. So whatevs.
Gotta get the bean. Me and CPC going over that bean.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I so wish you were here, because I'd love to dissect what your
think it's
process is. If like you do under sketching, if you do break things down, or because I know there's quite a few people on the server who just jump right in and start drawing the pony, which is fine too. Like whatever works for you. But since obviously you're still having issues with trying to break things down, I would love to know that. But you're not here, and I don't know why I kept going on about it. But the key is breaking things down in the sketch with simple shapes.
Yeah,
Those little...
I just feel like the front leg could maybe be brought more towards the like forced perspective. Me and CPC are just drawing like different options for the body. So
It's yours.
oh no, Yeah, I was drawing a layer 2, but you couldn't see it. I'll erase.
Right.
I'll undo mine and then go into layer 2. Okay. It's just yours will be going over mine.
So I think something really important to notice if you're watching this is notice how they're both drawing, but notice how their sketches aren't clean. They're messing around. They're drawing lines to help them discover other lines. It's not,
Yeah.
just a one and done. They're
Mm.
they're letting themselves figure stuff out. And I think that's a really important step with learning how to draw any kind of anatomy.
One thing I think sort of helps is to occasionally get into the mindset of like the first line I'm gonna draw is not gonna be right. It's gonna fail. Whatever it is. The first line I draw is not gonna be successful. It's not gonna be a good line. Because then it's like you just got to make it. You got to get that line out, knowing that you're going to make other lines and other attempts to get it right. Trying to get it to look perfect on the first try is not going to work. So if you get yourself into that mindset of like, I've just got to get something onto the paper and then adjust it from there, and try again, then you get yourself started. You found a starting point. Sometimes that can be the hardest part. Even though our collective drawings are a bit of a mess right now. CBC is going for more of a advanced sort of plane, whereas I'm going for more of like the side-on perspective, I think.
We were very synchronized in the front legs, but then when we got to the
Yeah. I like this muzzle.
I wonder, have you checked out the on the sidebar we have beginners guides, and under there we have the basics, common anatomy, errors, pony anatomy, and
If-
body guides.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't hear you, so I knew. But yeah, it's good to check out those guides, and if you are having issues understanding them and you are having issues with references, just feel free to hop into our Discord and you can ask somebody. I'm sure there's plenty of people here that would be happy to talk about it with you. Always love having an art discussion. It's all good.
The eye is kind of the brow, which is like part of the eye socket, is touching the ear, and that should maybe be separated a little bit. I'm just outlining like the face, and you can see how I build like the bridge of the nose going into the eyes and everything, just to help you figure out where those are sitting. Look at it, it's time to have some nicer irises too.
We should be able to hear you now, Tadpole.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I've got like a broken headphone hanging out of my ear.
Oh no.
I've got to glue that together.
Just get Tadpole to requisition you some headphones. It'll be fine.
I just saw the
Yeah.
CPC drawing on the right there. art pigeon, did that say?
Yeah.
That's what delivers. Our delivery pigeon.
I love it.
So yeah, I highly suggest you check out our guides. We do have many on a few different methods of trying to replicate references. So there's some on using a more mathematical approach where you're measuring and comparing them and figuring out based on the reference how tall objects should be. I really like that one. Then there's other ones that base it off of the relative sizes of everything else around it. So hey, the head's gonna be this big, so we get to draw a blob over here, and it should be good. Then there's there's one on just sort of just doing it, just do it live sort of idea, and it's just a continuous refinement iterations. Different methods work for different people. I highly suggest just giving the few of them a try more on more than one picture and see what sticks.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next picture. Come on, pen. All right, our last picture submitted is by Lucardo117 tried out some more expressive poses with hooves. Also, minor season 9 spoiler.
Oh no, I haven't watched it.
No.
Wait.
I don't
I don't know this one. Yeah.
I think this
Me
might
neither.
be making fun of the first episode of season 9, but it's definitely like a stretch spoiler. I hope. No one correct me on this one.
Yeah. Stay silent.
Yeah, let us believe.
So we got our lovely bubble horse. I'm pretty sure that's
Oh, here we are down
it's
here.
supposed to be derpy. Maybe?
Yes.
Do I see? I don't see any wings.
Yeah, no
What's
wings.
there?
Could be Rainbow Dash with no wings too. Could be any
Well, I
number of
will
others.
say the pose is very expressive, so kudos to that. You got a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff going on, a lot of good emotion.
I like the A
Why-
question.
Why do the eyes remind me of Craig McCracken? Like all of those cartoons.
Sort of.
Like Wander Over Yonder, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Because
Oh yeah, I'm totally seeing
they
it.
have those eyes. That's why.
Because Faust touched all of those.
It's true. At least Foster's in.
I would put one sideways and one forward.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was trying to do. I just messed it up a little bit. Yeah. I was getting them backwards. You're more used to drawing ponies standing up, though. I don't. This is not a pose that I often tackle. I like how her like confident pose. Though if I do like CPC's sort of drawing, but I feel like if we're going for this, the front and back legs need to be a little bit more evenly balanced.
Well, I didn't have a hoof at the time.
Yeah. I'm not saying you messed
And
up or
mine always
something.
end up being very tiny. Front ones.
Yeah. Maybe a cute little legs.
I think now the top part is too short.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it look bigger proportionately. Most important part. Gotta have that proud fluffy chest. Fluffy everything. Is there anything specifically we were supposed to be looking at other than just fluffing everything?
Nope, they didn't give any requests for that. I think they're just asking how the more expressive body rolls. Like we said,
Yeah.
we love it.
We're trying to throw that, yeah.
I definitely like what CPC and Fluffy's Eye have both done here is more stylistic than what the show is.
Yes, definitely. But I think you already sort of had some of that, like your own style going for this, so we were sort of playing off of that a little bit. What do you think that what we started doing was more to do with showing the anatomy of the legs and making it feel a little bit more proportionate and balanced physically, like she is actually holding herself up a little bit more easily. But if you don't want to use the exact proportions and stylings that we do, then by all means don't feel like you have to copy what we have done. Nice. Oh. I messed up the nose. Sorry. Yes, if you see it, there we go. Gonna get white gel pen and put their little teeth sparkle in.
Well, before the photo, I'm sure the page was white, just that the light.
Yes, I mean, but how white?
Clearly, the critique is that you need toned paper.
All right, I think we're done
Yes.
fluffing the living crud out of everything, including the cane. So,
Oh no, the crane doesn't have any fluff.
so
I've
does,
avoided fluffing this cane.
does anyone else have any art they'd like to have critiqued? Any other questions they'd like to ask? Otherwise, we're gonna call this an end.
Off the ground, quick!
It's like competitive fluffing.
Oh, geez, what have you guys done?
Fluff related things.
This is your first time.
All right. Well, seeing as Maze is the only. Oh no, there's a person called C. C who just joined. Hello,
I'm just
C.
gonna fluff the lines real quick.
If
If
you have any art
Yeah.
you'd like critiqued, please feel free to throw it at our face.
otherwise, you just joined at the end of the stream.
CPC is fluffing my fluff.
Oh, they're gone.
We are gone meta.
We didn't see them.
Ah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
I want